We all have those iconic moments in every single film that just bring us chills. When everything comes together and it just clicks. The set, the environment, the actors, the story, and I feel what's mostly forgotten is at the end, that icing on the cake, the music. Now, when we look at some cases where music is removed, such as an example of the film Memento by Christopher Nolan, where he's discussing moments and memories of his wife. You can hear some of the background noise of what life feels like when you close your eyes and you just listen to the hum and the rotation almost of what you could feel like is the earth, but then brings you back. And it settles in because of the actor's reaction and their narrative of what they're explaining. Now, this is what's missing in most movies in 2023. There are some few exceptions, such as Barbie, Oppenheimer, Spider-Man, Beyond the Spider-Verse, and several other films. But for the most part, we've seen 2023 be a very harsh and difficult year. From the writer's strike to the actor's strike to many incidents that we see on our unfortunate political landscape, issues around the world, of what has caused a shift in how we digest media. Now, let's get past all that for a moment and really discuss some of the other issues that we really see when it comes to modern filmmaking. I feel that just because you have a high budget doesn't mean you're always going to necessarily have the big net reward. We talk about this in a lot of other videos that we have, such as the beauty of Dawn of the Dead, or why we feel like Marvel is struggling or dying when you don't have a budget, but you can still succeed. That high budget doesn't necessarily mean a reward. And I feel a lot of Hollywood companies are struggling because they focus more on the greed and the net return rather than taking a higher risk in the story and the journey that we're looking for. Now, one of the biggest issues I see always complaining is about, oh, this is too woke, this is too far left, this is too far right. When I think the deep-rooted issue here is the complaints about characters and the validation of stories. In 2023, it was very apparent that most audiences were looking for a place to escape, a story, a lesson. And we were forgetting why we watch films and sometimes getting wrapped up in all the fluff and things that don't really matter in life, which is all those things that we see in articles and all the outrage content that we see here on YouTube, essentially. But what I want to bring back is a discussion about character journey and arc and why we should be pushing on Hollywood, independent filmmakers, big budget filmmakers, about what we're really looking for. When we see the success even towards the end of the year with Godzilla, we see a prior Godzilla mentioning how, oh, don't ever focus on the story of the people, focus more on the monster fighting. But then we see a film focus more on the character development and we have a larger attachment to these characters. Or we look on the other spectrum, such as Oppenheimer, which is a more grounded piece, but is very much focused on telling a story. They're not casting for diversity. They're not casting for X, Y, and Z reasons. It's who fits the role, who fits the story, and how can we tell a compelling journey and a lesson here that an audience can take away from them. Same thing with Barbie. Barbie was a very strong film that had a lot of political ideals, but still was beloved by both left and right-wing individuals. It didn't really matter what side of the fence that you stood on. It is still a fantastic film, and I felt a lot of individuals responded that way. I think that all of us watching, the general public of individuals, are just looking for these rich type of stories, not going to the vocal minority of both left and right. I truly believe on the internet that there's a lot of us who may not be as vocal, which is why I'm starting to post this type of content here on the channel that sits right in the middle, that is looking for a brilliant story with great music, a place to escape, a place to see these characters, and seeing the synergy of writing. Like I mentioned, the writer's strike kind of delayed a lot of those problems. Now we have a director as well that can work really well with the writer and really connect with an actor to go for the love of the craft and the story in which they're trying to tell. Because of the way Hollywood is, we forget the essence of what it means to truly create something and get wrapped up on the dollar signs behind everything. Now, if Hollywood really wanted to understand why 2023 literally sucked, it's because they got wrapped up in wanting more and more money. The story leading up to 2023 and even the prior years was the remnants of what we saw from the success of Marvel really reaching its height, from audience members really getting what they wanted and seeing a lot of their characters and stories. But then, of course, after a while, businesses just don't want to see status quo. They want to see more earnings. And what do? They throw in more money, and they want the expectation to always make a turnaround. The unfortunate part about, in my opinion, in more so Hollywood and the capitalism society that we live in, is that companies always want to see green. If you're status quo, you're failing as a company. This is a harsh reality that all of us average day workers have to deal with. And because we have to deal with this suffers in every facet, whether it's films, whether it's a game, or anything that we love, and how they can extract as much value from us. I am making this video to really showcase that the movies from 2023 that all bombed had everything to do with the fact that people just want to love and understand other people. Because at the end, it's truly about people. And I think in the year 2023, as we started to see social media become more intertwined with us, and we see the capitalism machine that builds around us and how to extract value from all of us, forget that we're all people. That you watching this video, that you, the viewer, watching this video, whether this gets 10 views or 1,000, are the one individual person who understands and can relate to me, and I can relate to you, that we're just looking for that adrenaline rush of relating to one another on a more unique scale when it comes to those characters, music, storytelling, and escapism that we're all seeking. Again, I want to take a moment to really thank you, as we are now in the year 2024, and I'm recording this pretty much towards the end of 2023, knowing that I plan to release this in 2024 instead. That looking back and seeing why we all struggled, I really hope that even if this video reaches a few of us, that, like I mentioned, we push for more of what we want. And honestly, the best way to make a change is impact it with your wallet. I know making videos like this doesn't do a whole lot, but I know for a fact there was a lot of movies I didn't see because I knew that if I didn't go give money to these films, that it meant that it wouldn't impact those higher ups from saying we should make more of this. So if there's truly something you don't enjoy, whether it's on YouTube, whether it is a video game, whether it is a movie, we are the thing that keeps this thing turning. And if these movies suck, we should hold a little bit of accountability on our end and hopefully say, how can we impact it? I want to impact it with all of you guys, and I look forward to seeing all the films that come out in 2024. Let me know in the comment section down below which films we should watch, kind of review, talk about, because I'd love to get more perspective as we kind of shape this channel, and I love your feedback. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.